The White House has another unique idea to unlock the stalled housing market after floating a 50-year mortgage over the weekend. The administration is now looking into portable mortgages, which would allow homeowners to transfer their current rate from one house to another. So in theory, this would push homeowners who were locked into a low rate to list their house, opening up more sales. And Katrina, why this feels more palpable to me than a 50-year mortgage is this is trying to at least address the supply side versus a demand side.
I agree with you 1,000%. I think that the affordability crisis is not going to be solved by one policy alone, but I do love this idea of being able to take your mortgage. Like, can you imagine you have a 2 or 3% mortgage, you haven't been able to move, and now all of a sudden you can take that to another property? It will open up supply, as you mentioned. The 50-year mortgage, I didn't like that idea. I understand that it was just presented as one tool in the toolbox, but ultimately you're paying so much interest. And I understand that the payments are going to be lower per month, but I just don't think that it was the best solution. However, I do commend President Trump and the administration for trying to solve the housing issue. I do think we need to also eliminate red tape. Because so much...
We call it blue tape.
Oh, yeah, blue tape. Oh, I like that. I like that.
It's never red tape. It's always blue tape.
You're right.
Can I ask you a question? Does it give the portable mortgage, or does it give people who have great mortgages an unfair advantage in the market?
That's an argument.
Because they're going to...
But life isn't fair, Brian.
You're right.
I know.
No.
Well, believe me, I know this. But I'm just saying, so you get to walk out with your 3% mortgage and go bid on other homes. It still seems like if you didn't get the 3% mortgage, you're still going to be at a big disadvantage.
Refi in 5 years.
Is it still more of a demand side thing than a supply? I'm just asking the question.
I know that what your argument is that prices will continue to go up because now those people have more power and they're able to bid up homes.
Yeah.
I get that argument.
So,
right. But I also get the argument that it's going to open up properties where, think about it, some people who are empty nesters are living in a 6-bedroom house. They don't need that much space. So it's going to open up that inventory for a growing family. So, and again, I don't think one policy is going to be the solution to all, but I love this portability
I'm desperate
thing.
because, Jackie, I wanted to come to you. You have said you have your 2 or 3% mortgage. If you could take that with you to a new home and you were looking to move, would that not be a good incentive?
I think it will incentivize people to move, but I think it's problematic in many, many ways. And even if I couldn't take advantage of it, I would be okay with that, and here's why. When they came to survey the apartment that I was buying for the mortgage, they had an appraiser come, we went off comps. They decide what the property is worth. This isn't like when Verizon said you can take your cell phone with you to another carrier. This is a mortgage on a property that's given to you for a valid reason. And so now say I go and I decide that I want to do something else, how can you possibly compare two different properties? I think that creates a lot of red tape and a lot of danger as well within this market. The other aspect of it is the market and the pricing is what it is, and feel free to disagree with me, but it is what it is at a certain time because everybody understands what the mortgage rate is for the buyer who's purchasing that home. So now let's say we're competing in a landscape of pricing where you are going to get a 6% mortgage and I'm walking around with a 2.5% mortgage. I do think that creates a playing field that's not quite right. And I think in fairness to the seller, they should sort of understand it should be more standardized across the board, which is what everybody getting the same mortgage rate does. I don't know.
Dagan, weigh in.
Nobody is getting a 3% mortgage that you can take with you.
Right.
So this is some pie in the sky idea that's been peddled out there. If a lender is forced to give someone a portable mortgage, this is just, bear with me. This is the fable. The mortgage will come at a much higher interest rate because then you never get rid of the mortgage. You're not getting a 3% because the life of the loan is so much longer and there's so much more risk that the lender takes on. A lender will charge you theoretically a much higher rate if that loan is portable. Because, for example, most mortgages used to be cashed in after about 7 years. You refi, you move, or you pass away and move on. But now, because people are sitting on these 3.5% mortgages, the lenders are stuck with them and not getting paid back. Like loaning money for 30 years at 3.5%.
Right, they want you to give it back.
Right, is a garbage loan, and the loans are not being paid down or unwound in the usual way, and that really screws over the lender. The borrower got a good deal, the lender not. And so with a portable mortgage, with the risk and the timeline, you're looking at a much higher rate. I did want to add that the VA, the Veterans Administration, the VA guaranteed loan for people in the military, they offer what are called assumable loans, which I do because of people in the military have to move so often that based on some of the mortgages, I don't know how often that people do this, that you can assume, if you're a buyer, you can assume the mortgage of the seller.
And I like that idea, but the problem is very few mortgages allow you to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, very few allow you to do portable.
Oh, no,
either.
that doesn't exist.
It
But
doesn't
the
exist,
assumability is very, very far, in between. And also, that's why people are doing seller financing now. Like, I have so many deals under contract now as a result of Mondani, and 50% of those are doing at least 50% seller financing. Okay. And then they're paying off that loan within 24 months, let's say. I understand your point. I do understand your point. But I just think that this could be an advantage because it will open up supply. I do agree with you that if someone were to do that now, that the lender would never agree to 3% because of all the risks. It's like the 50-year mortgage as well. You're going to get a higher rate because it's 50 years.
No, but the portable mortgage, you don't take the mortgage you have and add more time on. The idea is like if I've got a 30-year mortgage and I've got 15 years left, then that's the value that I can bring to the next one. So I don't think
your rate.
So you take your rate, but you don't take like a reloaded time frame. I don't think.
No, I don't think you would.
But I don't know. I'm just saying. I think that's the way.
Just
Was
rate.
it not last night that the CEOs of the big banks were supposed to go to the White House for dinner?
Yes.
It was people like Jamie Dimon and David Solomon. Brian Moynihan was off that list, but there was a litany of others. I find it interesting as we're discussing these housing options that the administration is floating that, there was a dinner party.
By the way, 50-year mortgage, a bank could write that for you today if it wanted to. We're just talking about what the government is going to guarantee and get involved with.
Right.